It was 3:14 a.m. on a freezing Tuesday. Inside room 1402 of a historic New York hotel, Alex was in a deep sleep. He didn't know that 14 floors below, a small electrical short in a vending machine was about to become his worst nightmare. Alex didn't wake up to the sound of an alarm. He woke up because his lungs were burning. The room was silent, but the air felt heavy, tasting of burnt plastic and acrid chemicals. The fire alarm hadn't triggered yet because the smoke was creeping along the floor, stealing the oxygen before it ever reached the ceiling sensors. In a blind panic, Alex lunged for the light switch. Nothing. The power was out. He stood up to run for the door, but as his head hit the 5-foot mark, he gasped. The air up there was nearly 300 degrees. It felt like breathing liquid fire. He remembered a fragment of a documentary. Stay low. He crawled toward the door, his heart hammering against his ribs. He reached for the handle, then hesitated. Using the back of his hand, he tapped the metal. It was searing hot. The hallway outside was already an oven. Alex was trapped, but the smoke was thickening. He had to move. He wrapped his hand in a shirt and cracked the door. The hallway was a tunnel of black ink. To his left, the elevator dings. The doors were open, the down button glowing like a beckoning light. Ding, followed by the sound of snapping metal cables and a distant crash. He almost ran for it, but a shadow emerged from the smoke. A security guard, face covered in soot. "No! The stairs!" A second later, the elevator cable snapped. The shaft became a massive chimney, sucking fire upward. The elevator was no longer a ride. It was a coffin. Alex and the guard reached the concrete stairwell. It was pitch black. They couldn't see their own hands. They kept one hand on the cold wall and stayed flat on their stomachs, literally sniffing the floor for air. Every breath was a battle. By the 4th floor, the heat was unbearable. Alex pulled his water bottle and soaked his shirt, pressing it against his face. It didn't stop the toxic gases, but it cooled the air just enough to give him 30 more seconds of consciousness. 30 seconds between life and death. Somewhere below them, the structure groaned. The fire was winning. Alex's vision began to tunnel. His legs stopped responding. Then, cold air. A door above burst open. "Firefighters!" They dragged Alex upward just seconds before the stairwell flashed over. Alex survived, but not because he was strong, not because he was brave. He survived because he made the right choices in the wrong moment. In a fire, stay low, test the door, never take the elevator.